You just had a party last night, your friend threw a bachelor's party because he's getting married. So you're in a pretty good mood, feeling happy and carefree. This morning, you wake up with a little groggy mind. It's Monday and you have to be at the office by 10. You lie there in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering, why do I even have to get up? Why can't I just stay here and chill all day? What could possibly happen if I did nothing? But then, never mind. Eventually, you drag yourself out of the bed, get ready somehow, hit the road, and reach the office late. Your boss is already glaring at you like you stole his daughter or something. You get to work, or at least pretend to, but never mind. Hours pass, it's 6 pm. You leave the office, hoping the day's work is done. You get home, eat some food, watch TV, scroll Instagram. Then it's 1 a.m. and you are finally trying to sleep. You're just about to drift off. Almost there when your brain drops the simplest, most devastating question: why? Why did I put in all the effort today? What was the point? You argue with yourself, saying, well, if I didn't do it, how else would I live? How else would I afford the things that actually feel meaningful? You search for deeper reasons, but all you find are hollow echoes, nothing solid. And at the bottom of it all, you're left with a pile of questions that make everything feel meaningless, like nothing really matters. For as far as we can look, we've evolved from microbes, simple creatures that wiggle around without a clue, into humans, still wiggling around, but in far more complicated ways. While we were at it, we raised great civilizations. We invented gods, built temples, wrote sacred texts. Religion gave us answers, comforting ones. When we knew almost nothing, we thought we knew everything, and honestly, we were kind of happy. Sure, war could erupt at any time, and your neighbor might stab you or steal your goats, but at least there was meaning. If you did good, you'd be rewarded in the afterlife. That belief made suffering bearable and good deeds worth doing. But then a few radical minds scattered here and there and started asking inconvenient questions. They were punished, ridiculed, sometimes killed. But they also uncovered truths. They chipped away at dogma and over centuries gave birth to modern science, this relentless, humbling tool for understanding the world. With science, we stopped imagining the universe as a stage just for us and began to see it for what it is. And then came this image. The pale blue dot, as Carl Sagan put it, captured by Voyager 1 over 6 billion kilometers away as it turned its camera back towards home. One photograph shattered the illusions of human centrality, just a fragile world suspended in a sunbeam, surrounded by vast, indifferent darkness. As our knowledge grew, our myths faded. The idea of a benevolent higher power began to feel uncertain. And worse, we realized how easily our minds can be deceived, how fragile our grip on truth is really. And so we are left staring into the abyss. This revelation that we are but a cosmic speck forces us to rethink everything. Does anything truly matter? Science has brought us far. I mean, here I am, sending thoughts from one corner of the world to another instantly. That's insane. It's awe inspiring, it's beautiful, and yet, science, for all its wonders, is ultimately a meaningless pursuit. Not useless, just meaningless. What do I mean? Science tells us how things work, but it rarely, if ever, tells us why they matter. It gives us equations, not purpose. It gives us description, not prescriptions. We can describe the quantum behavior of particles, even manipulate them. But can anyone tell you what an electron really is in fundamental ontological sense? We've got models, we've got approximations, but at its core, it's still mystery wrapped in math. Despite being the greatest tool we've ever built for understanding reality, science fails us where we crave the most. It cannot give us meaning. And where does that leave us then? I don't know. We are born without asking to be, dropped into a world where we must eat, sleep, earn, love, suffer, and God forbid, file taxes. We play our roles, we chase goals, but sometimes, if we dare to step back, it all feels absurd. We're just stranded apes on a floating rock pretending our lives are part of some grand story. But if there is no absolute meaning, no cosmic scoreboard, then what's the point? This isn't a new question. Humans have stared into this void for millennia, and we still don't have satisfying answer. Maybe we never will. Maybe there is no why. Maybe meaning is just a glitch in our brain software, a side effect of self-awareness. I mean, trees don't ask why they grow. Dogs don't write essays on identity. Universe doesn't owe us an explanation, it just is. But even that thought, meaning doesn't exist, isn't easy to accept. Because if nothing matters, then our actions are no more significant than a dog chasing its tail. Maybe that is the true nature of reality: cold, indifferent, beautifully pointless. So, what then? If there is no inherent meaning, no cosmic instruction manual, then we are free. Free to choose, free to invent our own meaning, or reject it altogether. That freedom is terrifying, but maybe, just maybe, it's all we've got. So, what do you do when you realize that the universe doesn't care? When you realize that all your struggles, your ambitions, your heartbreaks, all of it won't matter on a cosmic scale? Welcome to the land of the absurd. The term absurd doesn't mean crazy or silly. In philosophy, it describes conflict between our desires for meaning and universe's cold silence. Camus wasn't saying life is meaningless and that's that. He was saying we crave meaning, we demand it. But universe offers no answer, just echoing silence. And in that silence, something powerful emerges: the absurd. Now here's the twist. Camus didn't say, so give up. He said the opposite. He said we must imagine Sisyphus happy. You know Sisyphus, the man cursed to push a boulder up a hill forever, only for it to roll back every time. Camus said, that's us, and yet he writes, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Because once we accept that life has no inherent meaning, we're free to live anyway. Not in despair, but in defiance. This is what Camus called revolt. Not rebellion against a system, but a kind of quiet refusal to be broken by meaninglessness. It's not just Camus. Nietzsche danced with this darkness too. He said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." But Nietzsche wasn't saying there is a cosmic why. He was challenging you to create your own, to become the artist of your own life, to live deliberately in spite of the void. The void is terrifying, but also liberating. Because if there's no inherent meaning, then there are no cosmic rules either. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to be assigned a purpose. You get to choose. Now, let me be clear, this doesn't mean it's easy. This awareness can crush you, or it can push you to build something meaningful anyway. Even if it's just for today, just for you. Camus calls it the art of living without appeal. No higher judge, no external meaning, just you, the absurd, and choice to live anyway. So, here we are, spinning on a rock in an indifferent universe, armed with tools that can measure quasars and quantum spins, but not love, purpose, not the ache of being alive. Science gave us rockets, medicines, smartphones, but it never gave us why. We asked the stars for answers, but they just kept burning. We asked the gods, but their voices quieted. We asked ourselves, and sometimes we heard only silence. And yet, in this silence, in this endless absurdity, we are still here, breathing, thinking, creating, laughing at memes, crying in the shower, falling in love, failing exams, writing poems, eating mangoes, waking up every single day with no cosmic reason, but waking up anyways. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the fact that nothing truly matters means that everything can, if we let it. If the universe won't assign us a purpose, maybe that's a gift. Maybe we are free to build one, like sculptures of meaning, chiseling joy and curiosity out of an otherwise silent marble block. As Carl Sagan once said, for creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. And maybe that's enough. Not love as sentimentality, but love as attention. Love as choosing to care about people, about moments, about beauty of trying in the world that owes you nothing. So what do? We dance anyway, we create anyway, we live anyway. We scream into the void, and when it doesn't scream back, we write music, we paint, we lift, we think, we help, we hurt, we try again. Because if everything is meaningless, then so is your suffering, unless you give it a good story. So give it a damn good one. And next time someone asks you, what's the meaning of life? You can smile and say, I'm still writing it.